So many of us think about our body like a black box, meaning take a glass of water, let's say, pour it in, it comes out somewhere else, but we don't really spend a lot of time questioning what happens in the middle. I think for most of us, that's how emotions are as well. And so I have this idea that if we were much more interested in learning about our bodies and about our emotional reactions, we could go a long way towards easing our health concerns and making our relationships better. My name is Kaufman. I work with the Marriage Recovery Center. I work with individuals and sometimes couples as well. And one of the major themes in our conversations in session revolves around anger management, outbursts, high conflict. And so I want to explore anger a little bit in this video, but then a little bit more so as the months come along, so we can help people find more peace in their relationships and ultimately heal. Have you ever yelled at your spouse but forgot their name in the midst of conflict, or forgotten which of your kids was named what, or gotten a headache almost immediately after you had a fight? These are physiological responses to anger. And here's a full listing of them. Take a look. And you can see that getting angry is incredibly unhealthy. There's a saying that being angry is like swallowing poison and expecting the other person to die. It just doesn't work like that. So our getting angry does two things. One, it absolutely messes with our biology and puts stressors on us that may cause long-term damage. And two, it breaks our relationships. It pushes our spouse away. It makes our family dynamic contentious and stressful at a minimum. So what can we do about it? Well, the first thing is, let's look at the definition for what anger is. So anger is a physical response to our belief systems or our core ideals being challenged. This is exactly what it is. So somebody does something to challenge something that we believe in, and we react. And since this is a stimulus response, the stimulus is our belief systems getting challenged. And so for me, I say let's go to the stimulus and see if we can affect a change there. So belief systems, as I understand them, are generally passed down from generation to generation. So your family of origin is where you learn how to be a person, how you learn how to be a man or a woman, how you learn about belief and faith. And these are things that your parents teach you because their parents taught them and their parents taught them. So it's handed down, but not necessarily always chosen. Meaning, if you sit down and you start to explore and pick apart some of the things that you believe in or think you believe in, you may find out that you actually don't. So rather than be so quick to anger, the first thing that I would do is start to question, why is it such a conflict for me that my spouse thinks that we should put the garbage out on Tuesday night, or that we need to eat a certain kind of food, or the way somebody drives gets under our skin so much that we can't kind of get out of ourselves. And so I say go to the stimulus, the root, and start to question your belief systems. You may find out that you actually believe what you think you believe, but you also may find out that these belief systems are very flexible. And if you can start to change your perspective, what you're going to do is you're going to change your physical response. And then in doing so, you're going to change your relationships entirely. So why do I bring all of this up? Well, firstly, I'm just concerned that so many of you are suffering because of anger. And because of this, I'm starting to build a program that's going to be released in the spring. It's probably going to be a few months long, small groups, and we're going to look at all of the different biological variables that happen in anger, and we're going to look at ways to change the perspective so that you can stop your anger from being so destructive in your life. The last thing I want to leave you with is this idea from modern neuroscience, which is that the brain doesn't actually know the difference between an event that's happening in front of you now versus a thought that's taking place inside your mind. And so, given that this is the case, we can change our reality by changing our perspective. And that's kind of the strongest place of impact for change to take place is in your own perception. And if you can look at your perception and shift that, you'll shift your biological response. So in the meantime, until the course is released, which should be mid to late spring, I'll continue to work with couples in counseling, helping them to mitigate anger and find more peace with their spouse. And if any of you are suffering from something that sounds very much like this, I hope that you'll reach out, connect, and we can work together, and I've got lots of tools that'll help you heal. Thank you.